Batting eighth, number 8, second baseman Vince Nielsen. Batting ninth, number 4, left fielder Ruben Venegas. Starting on the mound for California Halos, number 19, Michael Marino. And the California Halos are led by Chris Gomez, Zach Miller, and Andrew Renteria. Now let's meet the starting lineup for your Alaska Goldpanners. Batting first, number 25, center fielder Owen Mealy. Batting second, number 15, shortstop Lucas Shermer. Batting third, number 33, catcher Efron Ortega. Batting fourth, number 16, third baseman Vince Benverlo. Batting fifth, number 35, first baseman Jamie Mullen. Batting sixth, number 12, right fielder David Shackelford. Batting seventh, number 38, designated hitter Ian Armstrong. Batting eighth, number 6, left fielder Izzy Diaz. Batting ninth, number 11, second baseman Alex Garcia. Starting on the mound for your Panthers, number 46, Lucas Sorrentos. The coaches for your Panthers are Vince Payne, Dave Dawson, Matthew Gonzalez, and Andrew Trotman. And your Alaska Goldpanners are led by the manager, Carlos Gonzalez. At this time, we ask that you please rise and remove your hats in honor of America with the singing of our national anthem. Singing the national anthem tonight is Julie Benson, a breast cancer survivor and loyal Goldpanners fan.
Good evening, baseball fans. Please join me in singing the anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
If we can direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Throwing out tonight's ceremonial first pitch is Alora Swan Song. At just 29, Alora was diagnosed with breast cancer, but thanks to early detection, she caught it early and had it removed and avoided both chemotherapy and radiation. Now serving as the Director of Development at the Breast Cancer Detection Center of Alaska, Alora is committed to ensuring women across the state have access to life-saving education and screenings. Today, she's the proud mom of a healthy 3-month-old, and a living reminder that early detection doesn't just save lives, it helps it thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, Alora Swan Song.
Yeah, it's not a minute. Welcome, everyone, to Growden Memorial Park here in beautiful Fairbanks, Alaska. Garo Von Dane with you live here on PannerVision. We've got the internet fixed. Thank you, John Huff, for jumping in and helping out, and for our whole staff here working hard to get things going again. Apologize for last night's difficulties. Last night's game is on YouTube now in its entirety. Burnley getting that all loaded up today. Good job, Bam Bam. So, it's probably worth checking out, too, despite the lopsided score, 20-2 Goldpanners win. But a lot of cool stuff went on. Addison Walker took over play-by-play for a bit, and then we sat together and chatted about the Goldpanners season and his season in particular. So that is up on the YouTube page for you to check out maybe after this ball game. Goldpanners and California Halos, Game 2 of the season-concluding 6-game series here in Fairbanks. Goldpanners are on the field, and the Halos will bat first. And on the mound for Fairbanks is the 6'3" right-hander from St. Mary's, Lucas Sarantos. The Goldpanners wearing the pink jerseys tonight, and it's because tonight is BCDC night at the ballpark, Breast Cancer Detection Center night. So all the breast cancer survivors and ladies that volunteer and raise awareness for breast cancer detection here at the ballpark tonight. Survivors singing the anthem and throwing out the first pitch. So great night here at the ballpark, and a beautiful night for it here under sunny skies as the 2025 regular season winds down here in Fairbanks. Garo Von Dane here as Sarantos throws the first pitch at 6:40 p.m. local time. Luke Sarantos out of San Clemente, California, starts with ball one to Andrew Olson. Andrew Olson, center fielder for the Halos in the black jerseys. Goldpanners breaking out the pink jerseys today. And the BCDC ladies handing out T-shirts and stress breasts today. Oh, look at that.
Get that off.
There you go. Still time to get down to the ballpark. 3-0 pitch from Sarantos. In for a strike on Olson. After Andrew Olson, it's Danny Pena. Bennett Vondrak will bat third as there is a walk to Olson to open up the ball game. A leadoff walk to Andrew Olson brings up Pena. You mentioned Bennett Vondrak will bat third. Talum Trumbull, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. Caleb Seebeck will bat fifth, followed by Andrew Jensen. And the 7, 8, and 9 spots, Dash Lopez, Vince Nielsen, and Ruben Venegas. There goes the runner on the first pitch. It's high, and the throw from Ortega will not get the runner. Stolen base for Olson. The Halos, yesterday, it was 0-0 for the first 2 innings. Looked like we were in for a good ball game. But then the Goldpanners scoring in every inning thereafter en route to a 20-2 blowout behind 23 hits, 20 runs, and no home runs. Big days for multiple Goldpanners in the lineup. And once again, getting solid pitching. Danny Pena, the shortstop, batting with a runner in scoring position here in the top of the first. And the curveball misses up high. Big day here in Fairbanks as we spent the afternoon at the Dave Winfield banquet. Former Goldpanner and Major League Hall of Famer Dave Winfield back in town. There goes the runner to third, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Sarantos to open up the ball game. Sarantos had just 8 walks on the season coming in against 29 strikeouts. 7 runs over 25 2/3. And now runners at the corners with nobody out for Bennett Vondrak from Vanguard University, a freshman. The Halos are 15-9 with one tie. Goldpanners are 26-5. Panthers have won 19 of their last 20, including 7 in a row.
The ball sponsored by Speedy Glass.
Cervantes in trouble here in the first. The one-strike pitch. Inside for a ball, it's 1-1. We had the banquet this afternoon downtown. Both the Goldpanners and Halos were able to attend. And Dave gave a speech, which was fantastic. He's a great speaker and really has a lot of love for Fairbanks, which everybody here, of course, loves. Dave has always appreciated this town since playing here in 71 and 72. And then he took some time to talk to all of the ball players that were there. Here's the 2-1. And it's down low, 3-1. I put a lot of pictures on my Twitter page, @VoiceOfGman, if you want to see those from the banquet. And then after the banquet, they had the this one is grounded through the right side, a base hit for Vondrak, and it's going to roll as neither outfielder went after the baseball. They were kind of confused out there, and all the way over to third goes Vondrak as he drives in 2. It turns into a triple, and it looks like Mealy and Shackelford had some confusion out there, and Coach Gonzalez comes out to talk to Ruben Cabral, and he wants the umpires to discuss something. What a strange play. Well, the Winfield statue was officially dedicated across the street after the banquet. And Dave again went over there and spoke, and put some pictures up of that. And it's right across the street
Coming to the plate
from the ballpark.
20, designated hitter, Callum Trumbull.
So it's 2-0. Halos. Just like that, and still nobody out. And now Callum Trumbull, the designated hitter in the cleanup spot. The Halos already equaling their run total from last night. Cervantes misses up and away. Very odd start for Cervantes in this game. Uncharacteristic for him. Two balls and no strikes. Cervantes has been starting behind hitters repeatedly here in the first. Way up and away, 3-0. Lucas trying to figure it out here in the first. And he'll deal a 3-0 pitch to Callum Trumbull. Gets the strike call, it's 3-1. Halos are an independent team. They play some CCBL teams, and they played a good Fresno A's team and the San Diego Stars this year. And it's ball 4, a 5-pitch walk to Trumbull. Third walk of the inning, and again, he had walked just 8 this season in 25-plus innings. And here comes pitching coach Vince Payne making a visit to the mound here in the first inning. Vince Payne, former Pittsburgh Pirates farmhand, drafted by the Buccos in 2010. Spent some time in that organization. And then went into a coaching career. Played at Cypress, where Carlos Gonzalez coaches when he's not a Goldpanner coach. Now Vince coaches at Hope International. And he'll head back to the dugout. And let's see what Cerritos can do now. A triple and 3 walks in the inning. Caleb Seebeck, last night's starting pitcher for the Halos. In the lineup here is the first baseman. Caleb hit 4 batters last night. Raised the temperature a little bit. And here's the 1-0. Runner takes off from first. Ortega will throw to third instead. The runner back safely. Well, the Halos are off and running here in the first inning, have a 2-run lead. And there's still nobody out. Good news for the Goldpanners tonight. Ian Armstrong is back in the lineup for the first time in a while. Ian has not played since we came back from Grand Forks, other than a pinch hit. Ian is a designated hitter tonight in the 7th spot in the batting order. Swing and a miss. Seebeck strikes out for the first out of the inning. It brings up Andrew Jensen.
Number 55, catcher, Andrew Jensen.
From Cal Lutheran. I posted the Halos roster on my Twitter yesterday. You can find that there, at Voice of G-Man. You can follow the Goldpanners at Real Goldpanners, and also on the Facebook page and Instagram. Andrew Jensen with the runners at second and third, and now 1 out. Halos would love to add on here. They've seen what this Goldpanner offense can do. And a high chop in front of home plate. Cerritos will look the runner to third, throw to first. Now the runner takes off for home. Ortega has it and makes the tag. Double play ends the inning. What a way to finish it off and minimize the damage. But the Halos score 2. Goldpanners coming to bat.
Leading off the bottom of the first, number 25, center fielder, Owen Mealy.
Oh, man. Burnley. Oh, jeez. 2-0 Halos as we go to the bottom of the first inning. Trying to survive up here right now. Goldpanners come to bat. Owen Mealy leads off. And what a night the Panthers had offensively last night, all around, really. Another error-free game. 20 runs on 23 hits. Pitching was rock solid again. As Mealy fouls this one back and out of play. Owen was at the top of the order yesterday. Went 4 for 6 with a triple and 2 runs batted in. Batting here in the bottom of the first to lead things off. Michael Moreno, the right-hander, getting the start for the California Halos. And it's grounded towards second. Vince Nielsen throws on to first, 4-3.
Now batting, number 15.
Mealy's out, number 1. Michael Moreno, a 6-foot right-hander, a junior, listed as undecided. And he'll face Lucas Shermer. And Shermer, this is his last game with the Goldpanners here tonight. He's heading out after tonight, and Addison Walker and I talked about him last night. He's going to Europe. So good for Luke. I wish his trip was not for another couple weeks, but Luke is going on a family trip overseas. After Shermer, it's Efren Ortega. And this one is hit high into center field. Calling for it is Olsen. He's under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Brings up Efren Ortega. After Ortega is Vinny Venverlo in the cleanup spot. Jamie Mullen batting 5th. David Shackelford 6th. Ian Armstrong back in the lineup as the DH. Izzy Diaz batting 8th. And Alex Garcia is in the 9th spot. I'm going to have a guest coming up in the 3rd inning, and it's Alaska State historian Katie Ringsmuth. So Katie, who has a lot to do with things that have been going on with the Goldpanners lately and baseball in Alaska. And she's going to talk about a lot of stuff, including America's 250th birthday next year and what's going to be happening in Alaska and what it will have to do with baseball. It's also involved in the Alaska Field of Dreams exhibit and spearheaded the efforts to list Growden Memorial Park, as this one is grounded left side. A good stop by Pino, but no shot throwing out Ortega, who has an infield hit. 2-out single for Efren. Growden Park is now listed in the National Register of Historic Places, which is phenomenal news. That just happened in June. And I posted the article about that also on my Twitter page, so you can take a peek at that before we talk to Katie Ringsmuth. So looking forward to having her join us here in the press box. She was at the Winfield event today. Big sports fan. Lives with her family down in Eagle River, which is a nice suburb outside of Anchorage. Vinny Venverlo with Ortega at first base. And it's fouled back and out of play. Good crowd here tonight on Breast Cancer Detection Center night. A little shout to both of my sisters who are both breast cancer survivors. And doing great. And this one is in the turf. Ball gets away, and so Ortega is able to hustle over to second base. So he's into scoring position. Panthers trailing 2-zip. That seagull that's flying around is either really dirty or just has an unusual color. Ball and 2 strikes to Vinnie Vincent with Mullen on deck. Vinny's 8 for his last 17 at the plate. Down low for a ball from Michael Moreno. What a day yesterday for the Goldpanner offense. Matthew Pinal has the night off tonight. He went 4 for 5. He was on base all 6 plate appearances. Pinal's batting .500 on the season. That one's fouled back beneath us. Quickly, the defense for the Halos catching is Andrew Jensen. Caleb Seebeck is at first. Vince Nielsen at second base. Danny Pino, the shortstop. Bennett Vondrak at third. Ruben Venegas in left. Andrew Olson in center. And Dash Lopez is playing deep in right. Venverlo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and pumped up as Michael Moreno. Goldpanners strand a base runner on 1 base hit. We've played 1. It's the Halos 2. Goldpanners nothing. Glad to be back with you here on PannerVision after our internet was completely down yesterday. We were trying to do it off a hotspot, and yeah, it was rough. But that game is now all up in its entirety on YouTube for you to watch a little later. Goldpanners trailing here 2-0 as we start the second inning. Garrow Von Dane with you live. Raleigh Johnson on public address. Bam Bam Burnley on cameras. And Raleigh joined us today, too, at the event, which was a lot of fun. The Dave Winfield banquet downtown. Dave told some fantastic stories. I mean, everybody there just hanging on his every word. As this one is grounded by Dash Lopez to the right side. Agar throws on to first. 1 up and 1 down against Sarantos, who tries to settle in here after a rocky first inning. Brings up Vince Nielsen. 1 out, the base is empty. Winfield giving his 5 things that baseball players need to focus on to reach the highest levels, and also telling some Goldpanner stories and talking about perhaps the most famous home run in Goldpanner history. The one, so Dave Winfield was talking about what an impact his time in Fairbanks had on his career, because Dave played baseball at Minnesota in college, and his coach would not let him hit. He was a pitcher. He was a phenomenal pitcher. And he came up here to Fairbanks, and he pitched his first season and wanted to hit, and eventually the Panthers started to let him hit. but Minnesota didn't let him hit until his senior year. This one is crushed to left by Nielsen, and it is back, and it is off the Turtle Club sign and left. And flying into second base goes Nielsen with a one-out double. That ball was crushed, but it banged off the wall, right off the Turtle Club sign. Nielsen into second with one out, brings up Ruben Venegas. And Winfield talked about being a pitcher and then getting a chance to pinch hit in a big game here at Growden with the bases loaded. And remember, he'd taken very few swings in games. There's a bunt put down, and the sacrifice will move the runner over to third. But now 2 down. Nielsen goes to third, and now it's Andrew Olson. So with the bases loaded, Winfield comes in, and the pitcher throws him 3 straight balls. And as Winfield tells it, the coach comes out and yells at the pitcher and says, for the love of you-know-what, throw him a strike. He's a pitcher. And what does Winfield, when he hears that, he says, all right, all right. Guy throws him a strike, and Winfield destroys the baseball, and it short hops the curling club over 2nd Avenue in left field. A monster grand slam pinch hit home run for Dave Winfield. This one is slapped to left deep, and it's over the head of Diaz to the wall. In to score is Nielsen, and Olson all the way to second base with an RBI double. And look at the halos here tonight. After being embarrassed last night 20-2, they came ready to play tonight. Leading 3-0 here in the 2nd inning already. And here's Danny Pena. And what a bizarre outing it's been for Luke Sarantos so far. Panthers don't really have an ace. They've been so good top to bottom, this staff. But if there was one, you could make a good argument for Sarantos to be it. That one's fouled back. He had retired 3 in a row before the double to Nielsen. Now Danny Pena batting with 2 outs and a runner at second. I didn't really get to talk to Dave this time around, but I had a great interview with him last year on PannerVision during the Midnight Sun game. That's archived out there if you want to watch it. Really cool interview, just talking about his time in Fairbanks and how meaningful it is to him to this day. But today he took time to talk to every one of these baseball players and answer questions. Some guys went up looking for help with their swings.
Captain's log, stardate 3541.9.
Ball sponsored by the Goldpanners.
And Winfield's got a book coming out, autobiography, and a documentary, both expected to be released next year. Swing and a miss, throw to first to record the out. 1 run on 2 hits, 1 left. 3-0 Halos after just 1.5.
Leading off the bottom of the second, number 35, first baseman, Jamie Mullen.
Goldpanners and California Halos, and the Halos on top early here, 3-0. And Jamie Mullen stands in. What a night for Jamie Mullen. He broke out of a slump in a big way last night, going 6 for 6. Listen to this line as he swings and misses at this Moreno pitch, 1-1. Jamie Mullen 6 for 6 with a triple, 2 doubles, 5 runs batted in, and 3 runs scored. He needed a home run for the cycle in his last 3 at-bats, but singled in all those. What a night for Jamie in that Goldpanner 20-2 rout. And how about the pitching, too, last night? Addison Walker, 4 innings, 1 run on 2 hits. And Jonah Walker followed up with 4 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. And Garrett Davidson pitched the 9th, 1 perfect inning. Three balls and 2 strikes on Mullen. And it's ball 4.
Coming to the plate, number 12, right fielder, David Shackelford.
Mullen draws the base on balls and the leadoff runner aboard for Fairbanks. They try to answer back to this 3-run start and lead for the Halos. Michael Moreno facing David Shackelford. 3-0 is not going to worry the Goldpanners in the way they've been putting up runs, but they'd like to get on the board here. This Goldpanner team averaging nearly 8 runs per game this year. Batting average as a team creeping up close to 300 now. Have gone 19-5 here at home and are going to be testing that 7-0 road record when we go to Wichita, Kansas. Some of the coaches for Fairbanks talking about how they want to be the road team a little bit. They liked being the road team in some games in Grand Forks and like being able to put up some runs in the first and put some pressure on the other team and take some off of their pitchers. This one is hit foul high and out of play.
Ball, sponsored by Advanced Family Dentistry.
Katie Ringsmuth joining me when we head to the 3rd inning of play. Alaska State historian. A lot of interesting stuff going on currently, and also looking ahead to next year's 250th birthday celebration for the United States. And we're hoping for some big things here at Growden. There's a lot of talk about some really cool stuff that could be going on next summer, baseball-wise. As more and more interest has been generated lately. Boy, for the Midnight Sun game, we had ESPN come up here and do a feature. New York Times wrote an article. This one is grounded up the middle, right over the second base bag. Shaq's got himself a base hit, first and second, with nobody out.
Designated hitter, Ian Armstrong.
And now Ian Armstrong. Man, oh man, is it good to have him back in the lineup. One of the top hitters on this Goldpanner team and a catcher who's been out for a few weeks, trying to heal up. A lot of guys would have gone home, but Ian was determined to stay and keep rehabbing and make his way back into the lineup. Didn't want to leave this team. That might, not sound surprising, but it really is in a lot of cases. The 1-ball pitch to Armstrong. Takes up and away. Freshman from St. Mary's. California native, 6'1". Armstrong with Diaz to follow. Panthers trailing 3-zip here in the second, but threatening with 2 on and nobody out. Armstrong awaits the 2-0. Oh, slapped that one, but too far out in front. It's fouled out of play. Dave Winfield, who I've been talking about, getting that statue across the street finally in the ground. And it was all because someone in Fairbanks heard him talking about how he gets kidded from a lot of his fellow major leaguers and Hall of Famers and guys that he played with, that he didn't have a statue anywhere. High pop fly. It's caught in shallow right for out number 1 to take care of Armstrong. Brings up Izzy Diaz with 1 out. A lot of his fellow ball players would give him grief because they had statues here and there. He's like Ozzie Smith. I think Ozzie has 2 statues. A bunch of these guys. And Dave doesn't have a statue anywhere. One of the greatest athletes in American history. And so somebody in Fairbanks saw this in print, said, well, hey, how about right here in Fairbanks? And that was the beginning of it. Line shot right to short, and that's going to turn into a double play. And that's it. The Goldpanners had 2 on, nobody out, but do not score. Katie Ringsmuth in the 3rd inning. It's 3-0 Halos.
Leading off the top of the third baseman, Bennett Vondrak.
Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision. Panners taking on the California Halos. It's game 2 of this season-ending 6-game series here in Fairbanks. The season continues on the road in Wichita, Kansas after this, but our last game is Monday night, Fan Appreciation Night. Going to have some special singers for the anthem that night, so don't be late for Monday's final game, or any of these games for that matter. It's 0-2 here. Sorrentos working to Bennett Vondrak. Vondrak tripled in a pair of runs his first time up, and he lifts this one high in a shallow right. In comes Shaq to make the catch. Vondrak retired for the first out, and Sorrentos Odd start for him, unusual, allowing 3 runs and 3 base hits, all extra base hits, a triple and 2 doubles. Now facing Talon Trumbull, the designated hitter who walked his last time up. Trumbull from Cuesta College, redshirt freshman. Speaking of the Winfield home run that hit at the base of the curling club wall, I mentioned the other night there was only one player to ever put one on the roof of the curling club in a game, and that was back in 1966 when a guy by the name of Ron Schatz from Stanford put one on the roof in a game. Dave Kingman would hit the high arcing rainbow home runs over 2nd Avenue and surely puts them on the roof in batting practice, but not during a game, like many people think. We're talking today about Ian Armstrong's home run over the center field fence, over the Alaska flag. And where that would have landed had it been down the left field line. Swing and a miss. Sarantos strikes out Trumbull. 2 up and 2 down here in the 3rd for Caleb Seebeck.
First baseman Caleb Seebeck.
We'll never know where that ball would have landed. But that was a smash over the center field fence. It's 4-10 to center. And I think Henry Cole, if you're listening, I think Henry used the laser to see how far away the curling club was. And my memory is that it was 450 to the base of the wall. Seebeck struck out back in the 1st inning. And here's a one-hopper back to the mound. And Sarantos says, oh, looky there. It's in my glove. And he deals a 1-2-3 3rd inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 3-0 Halos.
Second baseman Alex
Goldpanners and California Halos here in Fairbanks, Growden Memorial Park on just a gorgeous night here in the Golden Heart of Alaska. The Panthers find themselves behind 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. And local hometown hero Alex Garcia leads off, followed by Owen Mealy and Luke Shermer. First pitch is popped up right side, and Vince Nielsen will make the catch for out number 1. One pitch to take care of Garcia. And as promised, I'm joined now by Katie Ringsmith, who's joining us here, Alaska State historian. And Katie and I got to speak a little bit this afternoon at the Dave Winfield banquet, and what a great time that was.
Oh my gosh, amazing. How lucky we are.
Yeah, I mean, we really are fortunate to have someone like Dave who the thing I always talk about and a lot of people talked about today is just how much he appreciates Fairbanks, and everybody here loves that.
Yeah, it's absolutely genuine, isn't it? Yeah, he just had so many great words to offer and share, from little guys all the way up to the players, and just a genuinely awesome human being.
Yeah, and really, I mean, I said it before in the broadcast, he took time to speak with every single one of the players from both teams. And by the time I just greeted him at the end, he was pretty tired by then, so I let him go. But then he still went to the statue dedication across the street here. And what a cool thing. And it's so weird that that's the first statue he has, that he doesn't have one anywhere else.
I know, right? And yeah, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, this ballpark is so much a part of his history too. So it was, it's just so appropriate for that statue to be, right here. So that's fantastic.
Owen Mealy, the batter, fouling off pitches. It's 3-2. The Panthers down 3-0. Katie Ringsmith joining me here, Alaska State historian. But tell us, about yourself a little bit and what has you involved in baseball and coming all the way here with the Dave Winfield thing.
Well, absolutely, yes. So I'm the Alaska State historian, Deputy State Historic Preservation Officer, and so my primary job is I oversee the National Register program for the state of Alaska. So we were really spearheaded the National Register nomination, which we got the ballpark listed on local, state, and national significance, which is fantastic for Fairbanks. And part of what we're trying to do is get people excited, because in 1 year, America's going to be celebrating its 250th birthday, and every state has been asked to do something for the party, and I was like, why not baseball? Let's do the American pastime Alaska style.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about what's planned, or is everything still kind of in the works?
Oh yeah, it's totally still in the works, but our big idea is, we have kind of looking at a week-long period. We're calling the Week of Dreams, and we've been in...
Oh, his ball was missed by Nielsen, so potential double play ball instead puts runners at first and second.
But yeah, we're working with MLB to try to get some players up to Alaska for our 4th of July party, I guess, and bring them up and really interact and share with Alaskans this experience, starting in Anchorage and interacting with everyone from the oldest ball club in Alaska, the Knock 'em Down and Skin 'em Club from the Pribilof Islands, a team that's still playing to this day.
Yeah, that's an amazing story.
Oh, it's incredible. It's an incredible story. And right up to our team in Mountain View, which is one of the most diverse communities in the whole country. So I think we have a really interesting story to tell, from the whalers who played up here, how important baseball was to the military in World War II. I don't know anybody else who plays baseball on a glacier except for Alaskans.
Definitely.
And I think we have a really cool story that even the geekiest Cooperstown baseball nut may not know this story of Alaska, not to mention some of the greatest generational talents played up here, hence Dave Winfield, who, it wasn't just a casual thing. He came up here a pitcher and left a hitter and became one of the greatest hitters.
Yeah.
And not to mention, as he emphasized today, how important it was, that field positioning, that he talked about the fundamentals and the mechanics, which he really honed here thanks to great coaching, and the fact that they got to play a lot up here, and so it was a precursor to the show. And so it's just really gratifying to know how significant Alaska is to shaping the national game. We're not just a sideshow up here.
Vinny Venverlo, the batter, with runners at the corners and 2 down. Definitely not a sideshow. And, it almost gets tiresome for me after all this time educating people from outside in the lower 48.
Right.
Say, no, it's not a gag. It's
Yeah.
not a gimmick. I run off the list of players
Yeah.
that just played for us. And then, some other guys played in Alaska too, like Mark McGuire and Randy Johnson and Aaron Judge. And you can go down the list and people are dumbfounded. They don't know how to make sense of it because Alaska is still the land of igloos
Right.
and whalers and polar bears. So it's hard to make sense of it for people that have never set foot here.
I mean, when people realize that Satchel Paige played baseball up here, he came up for an exhibition game in 1965, and to me, that's like one of our greatest sports moments, and just speaks volumes about Alaska and Alaskans, and it's also a game still, played by kids, and it's a great way to engage our young people in our American history, and really kind of recognizing that we're not like, again, when you could tell kids that we lead rather than follow, we're not just a frontier out there in no man's land. We have, our baseball history is as old as New York or Philadelphia. It's important.
3-1 here on Venverlo with Gold at second and third and 2 down. Katie Ringsmith joining me here, Alaska State historian, working on America's 250th birthday next year, and also your efforts to get Growden Park on the National Register of Historic Places. And what goes into that, and what's the benefit? As this one is lined up through and off the glove of the shortstop, so 1 run comes in to score. 2 runs will score as Shermer and Mealy both touch home. On a base hit for Vinny Venverlo, he drives in 2, and it's 3-2. The Goldpanners climbing back into this one.
So the National Register is really just kind of the way the nation inventories its places that still hold that important aspects of its history and can convey that history. So this ballpark is clearly significant to the national pastime. Certainly it's significant to people here in Fairbanks. It has a history that conveys to the state, especially with some of the founders of the Alaska Baseball League, for sure. And then it's also associated, like I said, with the national game, thanks to some of these elite players who went on and really were game changers. So that's kind of the idea of what the Register does. And what's also important, that it still maintains the integrity. It still has the features, like, for example, this booth we're in, that convey that unique history. And what's a benefit to that is that once you're eligible or listed on the National Register, then you can qualify for historic preservation grants, so that the borough could then, they're not huge, but you can get them pretty consistently, and they can apply to do upgrades, like put in bathrooms or tax credits, things like that, to upgrade the press box, but still maintaining the features that are the reason why people love to be here, holding on to the architectural coolness of the ballpark, while at the same time making upgrades to modernize it. And like, so for example, if Fairbanks ever wanted to say, hey, MLB, why don't we have a professional game up here? What are the upgrades that would be required to do that? And that would be a source of funding to potentially do something like that. So that's the kind of the benefit. And it doesn't have to be a ballpark. It can be a building. It can be a site. It can be an object or a boat, So it does definitely have its benefits. And as I keep pointing out, it's fantastic for heritage tourism and really giving people an experience when they can go and immerse themselves in a place. It's as close to time travel as we can get.
Yeah, it really is. And this place has a certain magic to it, and yet it still has, like you said, it doesn't have, it's not a Fenway Park where you can't change it. It's that it's here, and it's been here since 1961, and it's undergone a lot of changes.
Yeah.
So there's still a lot of things that can be done without upsetting anyone.
Oh, yeah, and that's kind of the myth of the National Register, is you have to keep it exactly as it is. You can definitely do upgrades, and we have people in our office who are very good at helping people kind of understand how to do those changes, because it's the changes really that are your assets, or the the things that you want to keep. Not you don't want to mow it all down, because then you lose that feel. So the historic sense of the property. So, but yeah, it's we're really. I mean, most of it too is just to be very proud of the fact you have a ballpark that is listed on the National Register, which means that it is significant to the whole nation.
High pop fly in front of the Halos dugout, and Seebeck underneath it can't make the catch. Seebeck just had it sail over his head behind him. Just couldn't line up that pop fly, so Mullen hanging in there with the runner at first base and 2 down. And so that's cool. Are we going to get a plaque here or something like that for the?
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, let everybody know it's on the National Register. I think it's a great thing.
Which is pretty cool, because this place was condemned a little over a decade ago, and it's come a long way since that day.
It you know what it is? It's an expression of love that this community has for this place.
We were talking about it a little bit today at the event, and just how the community feel here in Fairbanks, and the Goldpanners are a big part of that, as the runner takes second base safely. And you live in the Anchorage area.
Correct.
I have a home in the Anchorage area, and nothing against Anchorage, but the community feel here in Fairbanks is entirely different.
Yeah, well, and you could say that probably about any ballpark, right?
Yeah.
That it has a different feel. I mean, I grew up going to ball games at the Kingdom, and believe me, that has a whole different feel.
I remember the Kingdom, yeah.
But yeah, you're absolutely, and that's what makes ballpark. I mean, every ballpark is a ballpark, but it's all unique and is a manifestation of that community and expression. Woo!
Right over our heads. Yeah, and people here, even when I run into people in Anchorage that are from Fairbanks, if I mention the baseball team, they all say the same thing. I grew up at that field. I went to all the games. They were one of these kids playing ball behind the bleachers,
Absolutely.
And it's pretty incredible, the connection it has with this Fairbanks community, and only growing now. There was the heyday in the 70s, and now it's a new heyday.
Yeah. Well, and even just the connections, when I was doing my research, I was really stunned at how many Goldpanners and other Alaska ball players went on to help feed the Seattle Mariners as they were starting to emerge in the 1970s into the 1980s, and how that was literally a pipeline. I mean, you had your oil, but you also had your baseball pipelines too in the 70s and 80s.
So many greats. I mean, I've gone on and about the list of players from that era who went on to the big leagues. Well over 200 from the Goldpanners as Mullen reaches. And Katie, where did your love of baseball come from?
Well, I played. I might go, like I said, I went to baseball games with my grandpa. He had season tickets to the Seattle Mariners. He was a recovering Yankee fan from New York City, and then, of course, my father, he raised 3 girls, and we can all throw baseballs. And I was a 4-year letterman growing up in Washington, and the state champion, I should point out. And then I have to say my favorite baseball story is when I came to Alaska, I met my dear sweet husband, who's standing over here, in the Lawyer League playing on the park strip in Anchorage. And we were even married on the ball field where we met by the judge he was clerking for. So yes, and we our boys all played at Little League in the Kinnick Little League, and then they became soccer players. So yeah.
Wow. Did you get married on the park strip?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, where we met. It was very sweet. It was a nice ceremony.
I spent a lot of time on that park strip playing baseball in those fields right there, and I got my hands on the Stanley Cup there when Scotty Gomez brought it
very cool.
a long time ago.
Nice.
So you have a long, rich baseball love history, and now your husband, the Alaska love connection.
Yep, a cute little third baseman. I was playing in the outfield.
1-1 with 2 outs, and 2 aboard here for the Goldpanners as they now trail at 3-2. It was 3-0 when we started this inning, but the Panthers have eked 2 runs across, a 2-run single for Vinny Venverlo. And David Shackelford now batting with Gold at first and second and 2 down as Michael Moreno trying to get out of this third inning. I'm joined by Katie Ringsmuth, Alaska State historian, and so much more. So a lot of work for you going into this 250th next year. Do you have a dream scenario for it?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think just if we could pull off we're looking at trying to invite about 10 players to come up, and they would play friendlies in just kind of softball games with other kids, and the idea we'd have them in Anchorage, we'd have a game up here in Fairbanks, but in addition we're partnering with the Native corporations so that we could introduce these players to the Native version of baseball, which is named different things depending on which region you're at. So that would be really cool. We want to do golf tournaments to raise awareness for field enhancement and improvements for all athletes and all sports.
And that one is bloop to the left side, and it's tracked down by the shortstop Pino, and that's it for the Goldpanners here in the third. Katie, you got a few more minutes for us?
Sure,
All
yeah.
right, about more with Katie Ringsmuth when we come back. Goldpanners trailing 3-2 after 3.
Top of the fourth pitcher.
Goldpanners baseball here on PannerVision on another gorgeous night here in Fairbanks. Growden Memorial Park, season winding down here. This is the home portion of it. Just a few more games. Don't miss a second of the action. Tune in, turn on, and pan out. Down the stretch here, Monday night, our final game. Tonight, the Goldpanners trailing 3-2. That's all for starting pitcher Luke Sarantos. In comes Hunter Beck to pitch. So Hunter Beck comes in after 3 innings from Sarantos. The Panthers trailing by a run as the Halos bat here in the top of the fourth. Alaska State historian Katie Ringsmuth joining me here talking about Growden Memorial Park being on the National Historic Register and the Dave Winfield banquet today and statue dedication and Alaska history, America's 250th birthday next year. So a lot of stuff in the works as this one's popped up by Jensen, and it will be caught by the shortstop Shermer for out number 1, bringing up Dash Lopez. And also looking forward to what could take place here next year and some fun things. You talked about 10 players coming up, give or take. Are you talking about ex-major leaguers, ex-players who played in Alaska, or?
Yeah, exactly. Ball players who got their start, came up here as collegiate players in the Alaska Baseball League and then went on to play in the major leagues and got their, really this is an opportunity for some of those guys to come back and show a little love and gratitude for, and then also at the same time to be able to play and the American pastime and have residents come out, little leaguers come out, pony leaguers come out and play with them, and then even teach them a few things about Alaska-style baseball.
This one is lined to left. Back-to-back hits here for the Halos as Nielsen drives one into left. Diaz plays it off the wall. But all the way over to second goes Nielsen. Lopez ends up at third, and the Halos in business again here in the fourth, bringing up Ruben Venegas. You know, one of my thoughts here the last bunch of years is like, why can't the Midnight Sun game be aired at some point on ESPN or one of the many ESPNs? There's so much. I mean, they're showing darts on ESPN and all these silly things, and you don't even have to carry it live. But I can't believe that they haven't decided to do that. Just air the Midnight Sun game. It's such a wild event and such a unique thing that anyone that discovers it or comes across our broadcast of it is their mind is blown just because it's light out.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it is just overwhelming.
Well, it is one of the it is what makes Alaska baseball so unique, right? And it goes way back, as you guys celebrated just recently with the miners, who when we here in Alaska do a lot of work in the summer, and the fact that we have Midnight Sun gave us time to be able to go out and play baseball. And the Midnight Sun game is really a tip of the hat to that long-standing history. And when the ESPN crew was here to cover the Midnight Sun game for their segment, we got to be part of that interview process, and they seemed genuinely just amazed by the Midnight Sun game. So I wouldn't be surprised if your that question might actually come to fruition someday.
Boy, I can't see why it can't. I mean, it seems tailor-made.
Oh, yeah.
For that kind of programming. And what a great event. I've been honored to do so many Midnight Sun games, and every one of them unique and special and mind-blowing and also nerve-wracking.
Mm-hmm.
It's the time of year when you're like, oh, man, this is the big one tonight, It's just such a fun time, and I urge everyone to make it to a Midnight Sun game if they can. As here's the 2-ball pitch to Olson with runners at second and third. Hunter Beck gets a swing and a miss, and it's 2-1. You mentioned your theme, history for tomorrow, and trying to keep history alive and get young people interested in history, which isn't so easy to do nowadays.
Yeah.
I'm a big history guy, and I love Alaska history and Fairbanks history. I'm not from here, but it's always been of great interest to me. I love Fairbanks and just want to know more about it all the time.
Yeah.
So how are you taking that approach?
Well, I kind of came up with this theme, History for Tomorrow, which I stole directly from the Alaska State Constitutional Conventioneers, the men and women who wrote the state constitution right here in Fairbanks, Alaska. And exactly 70 years ago, when they got this constitution written, and, at a time when we didn't have oil yet, and, there was a lot of uncertainty, but they were so optimistic, and they bequeathed this brand new state and state constitution to the children of Alaska. And, take tomorrow and dream is what they said. This is what Alaska is. And I thought, well, let's use the 250 as an opportunity to live up to that promise of tomorrow. And so baseball, to me, seems like such a cool way to do that. Not only are you going to engage young people, certainly it's just natural, but because it comes with just these storied places like this ballpark, and not to mention places like Pribilofs or up in Nome, or, in Ketchikan, where they used to play on the mud flats. No one told the Pacific Ocean that there were 9 innings, because when that tide came up, that was the end of the game. So, no, I think that there's so much wonderful history, and it helps, I think, our young people when they realize, yes, absolutely, the Dave Winfields and the the Barry Bonds and all of those players are so great, but there's also this really rich, deep, long history that I think is so valuable and should make every single Alaskan feel, really proud of who we are and where we came from.
Hunter Beck strikes out Pena. Katie, you've given us a lot to think about. That was fantastic. I really appreciate you joining us, and best of luck with everything. Thank you for everything you've done for Growden Memorial Park and the Goldpanners and everything, and I can't thank you enough.
I am so proud to be a public servant when I can serve the people of Fairbanks, Alaska, so thank you so much.
Katie Ringsmith, Alaska State Historian. Fantastic. Goldpanners trailing 3-2 as we head to the bottom of the fourth.
Coming to the plate, designated hitter, Ian Armstrong.
I'm on fire. I said, I'm on fireball.
Back here at Growden Memorial Park, Garrow Von Dane, Goldpanners baseball. Panners and Halos in a good one here as we go to the bottom of the fourth. And the Goldpanners come to bat here, starting off with Ian Armstrong, then Izzy Diaz and Alex Garcia. And man, that was a great chat with Katie Ringsmith, Alaska State historian, and everything else that she talked about. And we forgot to mention her website during that chat, so I will give it to you here in just a moment. Get your pencils ready, kids. Here's the 3-1. I'll also put it up on my Twitter page, as this one is popped up by Armstrong. Caught by the center fielder Olson for out number 1. So America 250 Alaska. So the website is america250.alaska.gov. That's america250.alaska.gov. And again, I will put that up on my Twitter right now. And there you have it. There's a lot of things happening for America's 250th next year here in the great state of Alaska, the 49th state. Hawaii is the 50th, of course. And hoping for some big things next year during the season and for the Midnight Sun game. Panthers trailing 3-2. Called strike 3. Diaz down on strikes.
Coming to the plate, second baseman, Alex Garcia.
Michael Moreno has been keeping this vaunted Goldpanner lineup in check, as he now faces Alex Garcia. Agar popped up to second in his first at bat on the first pitch. And he puts a bunt down here. It's a good one. Moreno turns to throw, but not in time. Great bunt for Garcia with Moreno. He falls off the mound on the first base side, so he was leaning the other way from the bunt by Garcia. So a bunt single for Alex. A 2-out base hit. We go to the top of the order for Owen Mealy. Owen Mealy, a 1-for-2 day. He is 12 for his last 23. Just on fire is Owen. And again at the top of the order here for the Goldpanners. And the ball gets away, so Agar goes over to second base on the wild pitch. And the tying run stands in scoring position with 2 down for Mealy. Golden Days this weekend here in Fairbanks. Big Fairbanks celebration every year, and the final real celebration of the summer. Before we turn the page and stare fall in the face. Here's the 1-0. Strike called. Little peek at the YouTube chat. David Noah down in Wichita. Chris Carlson over in Rampart using the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Eat any mosquitoes today, bud? And it's lined up the middle for a base hit. Garcia around third. We're tied at 3. A 2-out base knock for Owen Mealy. After the 2-out single by Garcia, a 3-3 ball game. Kevin Arnold chiming in that in the late 70s he saw Tim Wallach hit a grand slam between the flagpoles over the Alaska flag. I was referencing Ian Armstrong's home run over the Alaska flag earlier this summer. Oh, here we go. Here we get the information on the curling club from discombobulated himself, Mr. Henry Cole. 450 to the. Thank you, Raleigh. 450 to the front porch of the curling club. And 450 to the grassy area behind the center field batter's eye. Wow. Man, great talk with Katie Ringsmuth. And runner takes off for second and gets there. And she, of course, was at the Winfield banquet and celebration today. And helped get this ballpark on the National Register of Historic Places. So we're not going anywhere for a while, friends. Check this swing. And they say he went. Interesting. I thought it was 1-2. Now it's 1-2 after a strike? Huh. Shermer takes a ball outside. The 2-2. And it's ball 3. one slapped foul out of play. Well, this is a treat here. Close ball game. After the lopsided affair last night. It was 0-0 after 2 last night, but then the Panthers started putting up runs. And capping it with a 7-run 8th inning to put it way out of reach. Check the swing. This time they say no, and it's ball 4. Well, strange at bat. But Shermer draws the base on ball. So Moreno retired the first 2 batters of the inning, but then back-to-back hits, and now a walk. The inning continues for Efron Ortega as a right-hander starts to throw in the pen. Both runners move up, second and third now with 2 down. And Efron Ortega, who's 1 for 2 in the game. And he hits safely in almost every single game. There's the 0-1. Swinging a foul ball. Panthers, of course, wearing those pink jerseys tonight. BCDC night, Breast Cancer Detection Center night here. Handing out a lot of cool stuff. We got a pink kazoo, a t-shirt, and of course this.
Don't do it again.
The stress breast.
So far, nobody's gotten upset about it. Nobody's like clutching their pearls or anything. So.
There it is. We're young at heart.
He dares a bit too.
The right-hander's pitch. Chop to the left side. The shortstop, Pino. Oh, safe is the call at first, and 2-run score on the play. The throw was a little off the mark. Seebeck retrieved it, swung the arm to tag Ortega, but didn't get him. And with everybody running on contact,
Coming to the plate.
they both score as Mealy and Shermer come in, and the Panthers have taken a 5-3 lead. Wow. Panthers trailed this game 3-0 after 2. And they have scored 3 runs here after 2 outs were recorded. Everything happening after 2 outs were recorded. And now Vinny Venverlo is 1 for 2 with 2 runs batted in. Throw to first, and they've got him. They pick off Ortega to end the inning. But the Panthers score 3 runs and take a 5-3 lead after 4.
Leading off the top of the fifth, Bennett contract.
Hunter Beck back out for the Goldpanners after Luke Sarantos pitched the first 3 innings for Fairbanks. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden. Second inning of work for Hunter Beck, the freshman from Allen Hancock. The unorthodox low delivery. Goes overhand sometimes. Starts with the ball and a strike. The Halos loaded the bases against Beck in the 4th, but he got a strikeout to get out of the inning. No damage done. 3 runs allowed for Sarantos in 3 innings of work. 3 base hits. Three strikeouts. And he also walked 3. All 3 were in the first inning. Tough first inning for Luke before settling down, and it's ball 4.
Coming to the plate, Talon Trumbull.
To Vondrak. Leadoff walk. We'll bring up Talon Trumbull in the cleanup spot. Trumbull 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout so far. Left-handed hitter facing the righty Hunter Beck. Had a great visit from Katie Ringsmith earlier in the game. A fantastic interview about Alaska history and baseball and what she's trying to get in the works for America's 250th birthday next summer. And she touched on a few things that deserve a lot more attention. It's hard to cover it all in one segment, but there was a lot of pictures at the banquet today of baseball being played on the snow and on the ice, and there was pictures of the California bar that played in the very first ever Midnight Sun game in 1906 with Ed Stroker and all of his teammates. The picture wasn't from 1906, I think it was from 1910 photograph. But man, some great photographs, and that baseball team that she talked about that is the longest running baseball team on the planet. It plays in a very remote part of Alaska. And how rich the tradition is here in the 49th state. Ground ball to short. The flip to second for 1. 6, 4, 3. Double play. 5-3 Goldpanners. Ground ball to third on the first pitch of the bottom of the fifth. And Venverlo's out number one. Vondrak
Jamie Mullen.
to Seebeck. It's the Goldpanners bet. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Jamie Mullen will stand in, followed by David Shackelford. Goldpanners baseball here in PannerVision as the clouds have obscured the sun momentarily. Another good crowd here enjoying Goldpanners baseball as the season is winding down here in Fairbanks. Jamie Mullen, a huge day yesterday. And look out if he gets the bat going too. This lineup has been terrorizing opposing teams for the last couple of weeks. Panners winners of 19 of their last 20 games. And there's a high pop fly, foul territory in left. Vondrak waiting forward and makes the catch.
Coming to the plate, David Shackelford.
Yep, we're running out of games. I will not be here for tomorrow night's game. I don't know who's filling in. I don't know who it's going to be. So you will be surprised no matter what. Maybe it'll be General Manager John Lorkey. I don't know. I will not be able to be here tomorrow. I'll be back with you Saturday night. Golden Days. All weekend long here in Fairbanks. There's a big parade, and the Goldpanners will be marching in it Saturday morning. And Terry, let us know if you're coming up for that. I expect to see you here, bud. I know you're listening down in Anchorage, as you always do. Hope you're well. Here's a ground ball to short. Pino throws to first in a 1-2-3 inning for Moreno. 5-3 after 5, Goldpanners in front. So glad you can join us for Goldpanners baseball on this Thursday night here in Fairbanks. Panners leading 5-3 as Hunter Beck is out for his third inning of work. Here's a chopper towards short. Shermer, in his last game as a Goldpanner, throws out Jensen, 6-3.
Going to the plate, Dash Lopez.
Dash Lopez, 1 for 2 in the game. He'll be followed by Vince Neal. Golden Days this weekend here in Fairbanks, as I mentioned. A legacy of Gold Rush celebration. Started in 1952, did the festival in Fairbanks. Celebrating the rich gold history that this town was founded on. Sparked by old Felix Pedro's 1902 discovery of gold on a creek about 12 miles north of where E.T. Barnett's boat got stuck in the Chena River and opened up his trading post. E.T. was trying to get to the Tanana River a little ways up, but got grounded and had to unload his supplies and start here on the Chena River. Fairbanks founded in 1903. It has Alaska's largest parade with over 100 floats involved. This one's way inside. It's 1 and 2 on the batter Lopez. We have the big downtown street fair, the rubber ducky race on the Chena River. And a really fun weekend here in Fairbanks to basically close out the summer. High fly ball to right. Caught by Shaq. Lopez out number 2 brings up Vince Nielsen. A couple of doubles in the game for Vince. Came in to score back in the second inning. The Halos jumped on top of the Goldpanners early. 2 runs in the first. A 2-run triple by Bennett Vondrak. And a couple of doubles in the second inning. Nielsen scoring on a double from Olson. And it was 3-0. But the Panthers came back with 2 in the third. And then after 2 outs were recorded in the fourth, they started a rally, scoring 3. This one's fouled off. The 0-2 is grounded to short. One hopper, throw to first, and a good dig by Mullen over at first out of the turf. And a 1-2-3-6 for Hunter Beck. And now the kids are going to run.
You're going to stop at home base.
It's 5-3 Goldpanners.
Stop. You're stopping at home base. Stop at home, everyone. Stop at home. All right. 3, 2, 1, go! Come on, everyone, make some noise. We can get louder than that. Oh! Bang! Let's get one last cheer in. Come on, make some noise, fans. And we are safe.
We were good, we were gold, kind of dream that can't be sold. We were right till we weren't, built a home and watched it burn. I didn't want to leave, I didn't want to lie, started to cry but then remembered I can buy myself flowers.
off the bottom of the sixth, Ian Armstrong.
Ian Armstrong leads off for the Goldpanners, leading 5-3. Good ball game here in Fairbanks tonight, as the Panthers have a 5-3 lead on the Halos. Halos took a 3-0 lead. The Panthers bounce back with 5. And it's popped up by Armstrong. Behind home plate, Jensen makes the catch. Armstrong
Now batting.
0 for 3 tonight as he tries to get his timing back after a long time off. Coming back from some kind of injury. Michael Moreno pitching into the 6th inning for the Halos, keeping his team in it. And this one's fouled back. Izzy Diaz, 0 for 2 in the game, the Hawaii native. Trying to spark the Goldpanners here in the 6th inning. Kids running the bases. Between innings, had a whole mess of them out there. Not many more chances. Come out to the ballpark, catch the last few Goldpanner games. And if you missed it earlier, we got the game from last night in its entirety up on the YouTube page, so you can watch that. Addison Walker did some play-by-play and also joined me for an interview. It was a lot of fun. Addison, very comfortable on the microphone. And he's looking for a new school, too. So if you're coaching out there, Addison's put up some great numbers this year. And here's Diaz awaiting the payoff pitch from Moreno. Swing and a miss. Moreno strikes him out. And brings up Alex Garcia. Moreno now has put down 5 Goldpanners in a row.
Garcia.
Hagar coming out to this song. 2 outs and the base is empty. Panthers leading by 2. If you missed our interview with Katie Ringsmith, Alaska State historian, that was an awesome time. You can go back and watch that on the archive broadcast. Here's the 0-1. That one's fouled back by Garcia. Alex going to go begin a coaching career at the end of this season as he winds down his years as a player. But I'm still holding out hope he plays for the Goldpanners next summer. We'll see. Alaska native, lives down the road in North Pole. And he will go and coach with his former head coach at Butte College in Chico, California, Anthony Farrow. Here's the 1-2. And he won around for strike 3. A 1-2-3 inning for Moreno is getting stronger as the game goes on. We go to the 7th, still 5-3 Goldpanners.
Leading off the top of the 7th, Ruben Venegas.
Goldpanners baseball on PannerVision. I'm trying to take a peek at the Bam Bam's not up here at the moment. He has some other duties to tend to. YouTube chat. Saw that Dennis watching from Lancaster, PA. Back in my neck of the woods. Viewers all over the world. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And Halos fans too. That's where you're watching Goldpanners baseball from. Ruben Venegas. 0 for 1 with a sac bunt so far in the game. Trying to get the Halos back on the board. They scored 3 runs over the first 2 innings, but nothing since then. And Hunter Beck putting up zeros. This is 4th inning of work. Hunter ran into trouble in the 4th, but got out of it. No damage done, stranding the bases loaded, and has not allowed a base hit since. Venegas swings and grounds this one to third. Backing up, Venverlo throws on to first. 5-3. Hunter Friedberg has replaced Izzy Diaz in left
Andrew Olson.
for the Goldpanners. Here in the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch coming up soon. You know what that means. Get your kazoos ready. They gave out pink kazoos tonight here at the ballpark. Grounded to short. Charging it is Shermer. The Shermanator throws on to first. Couple of grounders. Hunter Beck now.
Danny Pina.
Looking like his old self here, getting ground ball outs one after the next. Brings up Danny Pina. Couple of strikeouts. Walked and scored in the first inning. First two batters of the game for the Halos walked, and they both ended up scoring. As Cerrantos struggled early on in that outing. But he got himself settled down. But only pitched 3 innings tonight. Two balls and no strikes. Hunter Beck working to Pina, the shortstop for the Halos, and this is outside a 4-pitch walk. The inning continues here in the top of the 7th, and Happy Boy has to wait a little longer.
Coming to the plate, Bennett Bondrak.
Two outs, runner at first. And the Goldpanners leading 5-3. And it's popped up high, middle infield. And it's caught. And that's it for the Halos. And it's time for Happy Boy. 5-3 Goldpanners.
Of the 7th inning. It's time to get out of your seat. Pull out your kazoo. It's time for the 7th inning stretch.
I was walking on the street on a sunny day. A feeling in my bones as I have my way. Oh, I'm a happy boy. I'm a happy boy. Oh, is it good when things are going your way? Hey, hey. My little dog Spot got hit by a car. Put his guts in a box and put him in a drawer.
seventh inning stretch brought to you by Lithia Chevrolet of Fairbanks. We got a couple birthdays here. Grayson Anderson and Kristen Webb, happy birthday. Thanks for spending your evening with the Alaska Goldpanners. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Just a reminder, all hit by pitches, sponsored by Satterberg Law Office. Sitting off the bottom of the seventh, Owen Neely.
Owen Mealy will lead off for the Goldpanners as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning after Happy Boy dazzles the crowd here at Growden Memorial Park on a beautiful Thursday night. And Mealy hits this one high to right, but it's tracked down by Lopez. And Mealy is out number one here in the bottom of the seventh inning against a new pitcher for the California Halos. It's Elijah Burt. Elijah Burt, right-handed freshman from the University of Chicago. So Elijah Burt takes over after 6 innings from Michael Moreno. Goldpanners batting here in the bottom of the seventh, holding a 5-3 lead over the Halos here in Game 2 of this regular season ending 6-game series. Bit of a mouthful, isn't it? You get the point. And this one's grounded to the right side. And a 4-3 ground out for Shermer in what could be his last Goldpanner at bat. It brings up Efron Ortega. 2 for 3 night for Efron with a couple of runs batted in. Goldpanners with 7 base hits on the night, but none since the 4th inning. Michael Moreno seemed to be getting better as the game went on. And it's a strike call on Ortega's in the hole here, 0-2 against Elijah Burt, the new right-hander for the Halos. And this one's fouled back and below us. Just tallying up Michael Moreno's numbers on the night. This one's grounded inside the third base bag. Long throw for Vondrak, and he gets it there in the time. And for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Panthers go in order. Going to the 8th. Still a ball game here. 5-3, Fairbanks in front. Talum Trumbull leads off for the California Halos in this close ball game here tonight. Growden Memorial Park, beautiful Thursday. Man, oh man, where would you rather be? Right here in Fairbanks, Alaska on a summer night here at the ballpark. Trumbull, the DH in the cleanup spot, 0 for 2 with a walk so far tonight. Caleb Seebeck and Andrew Jensen will follow. Halos starting to run out of time as we start the 8th inning here at Growden. And a strike is called. Great day here at the ballpark and in Fairbanks with the Dave Winfield statue dedication and banquet and breast cancer detection center night here at the ballpark. A lot of breast cancer survivors in the house and surely plenty tuning into this broadcast. Panthers leading 5-3. It's certainly something that's touched pretty much all of us in our families. So everyone can kind of relate. Boy, wouldn't it be great if we could wipe all that out? Hopefully someday. Someday soon. Trumbull awaits the 2-2 from Beck. Can't catch up to that fastball. Strikes out for the first out here in the 8th inning, brings up Caleb Seebeck. These two will meet tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Friday night, Saturday night games at 7 p.m., a little bit later. Sunday will be a 2 p.m. matchup. And then our last game here in Fairbanks, Monday night, 6:30 p.m., Fan Appreciation Night here at the ballpark. And that one hits the batter Seebeck, who hit 4 Goldpanner batters yesterday.
Coming to the plate, Andrew Jensen.
And that might draw the attention of the Halos. And here's Andrew Jensen, 0 for 3 in the ball game. Garrow Von Dane here at Growden. There's a pitch downstairs. This park named after James Growden, James Wilson Growden. It was originally the homestead of a gentleman known as Robert Day. There was 150 acres of parkland purchased for $1,100 by the city of Fairbanks in 1937. It was originally called Memorial Park, renamed in 1964 in memory of James Growden, who was a local star athlete, a teacher, and a coach. And here's the 1-1. It's fouled off. And tragically, James Growden and his 2 young sons lost their lives in the ensuing tsunami in Valdez, Alaska, created by the 1964 Great Alaskan Earthquake, a massive quake that destroyed so much here in Alaska and took many lives, including the lives of James Growden and his 2 young sons. High, deep drive to center field, tracked down by Mealy. Out number 2. Brings up Dash Lopez.
At the plate, Dash Lopez.
So the remaining park area was developed in 1965, operated as a campground until 77. So that's the answer to my campground question. The campground was there until 1977. And today it's comprised of Growden Field and the John Robert Weaver Memorial Skate Park. Runner takes off for second, and he's gunned down by Ortega. Caught stealing. 2-4 ends the 8th inning. To the top of the 8th. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. 5-3, Panthers in front.
Leading out the bottom of the 8th, Vince Vanderlo.
Vinny Vincent leads off for the Goldpanners here in the bottom of the 8th inning as they look for some insurance here. Van Verlo, Mullen, and Shackelford due up here. 4, 5, and 6 spots in the Goldpanner batting order. Goldpanners baseball here in PannerVision. Every game archived on YouTube all summer long. And I encourage the Halos viewers to check out the Midnight Sun game. Get a lot of great history about the Goldpanners and baseball in Alaska, and the many greats that played here, over 200 major leaguers, a few Hall of Famers, including Dave Winfield, honored today with his statue here in town across the street from the ballpark. Tom Seaver, another Hall of Famer who played here in Fairbanks. 2-1 here. Elijah Burt to Vinny Venverlo. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and popped up. Second baseman Vince Nielsen makes the catch. Venverlo out number 1. Brings up Jamie Mullen, who's 0 for 1 with a couple of walks. Some other Goldpanners who played here back in the 60s, Bob Boone. Steve Kemp batted .425 back in 1974. Winfield in the early 70s. Rick Monday also in the 60s, 1964 Goldpanner. Many of you know him from the Dodgers broadcast team. Dave Kingman was here for a couple years in the 60s. More recently, Alex Vesia, current LA Dodger. John Schreiber, pitcher in the big leagues, same with Tyler McGill. Some of the more recent Goldpanners. In the 80s, Barry Bonds, Shane Mack, Mark Davis, Dennis Cook, Joe McRae, Brett Boone. Jason Giambi was here in 1990. Here's the 1-1. And it's up and in. I forgot to mention to Katie Ringsmuth, who joined us earlier in the broadcast, who grew up in the Seattle area going to Mariners games. I wanted to ask her if her grandpa ever went to a Seattle Pilots game, the short-lived major league team that lasted just one season in Seattle before moving to Milwaukee and becoming the Brewers. That field, Seattle Pilots Field, we have some of the seats here at the ballpark. From that old Pilots Stadium. What a fiasco that was. Read the history on that. Incredible. They were still putting it together and painting seats when fans were walking in for the home opener. Pilots didn't cut it, so the Mariners were eventually born. Here's the 3-2 to Mullen. High drive to right. Going back is Lopez. To the track. To the wall. It's over his head. And he scoops it off a hop. And Mullen stands at second base with a one-out double to deep right field. Lopez just couldn't find that baseball and get a good track on it. And an insurance run stands at second base, and now a pinch runner as Cole Clark will run for Jamie Mullen. Shaq's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Trying to bring in another Goldpanner run here. Get some breathing room. Corner infielders playing shallow. Shaq takes a strike from Elijah Burt. Breaking ball lands in for a strike. Michael Moreno, 6 innings for the Halos. 5 runs, 3 earned on 7 hits. Struck out 4, walked 3. Now this is the second inning of work for Elijah Burt. He's put down the first 4 batters before the double by Jamie Mullen. Now Cole Clark running for Mullen. And this one's popped up towards the beer garden.
Snap-out ball sponsored by Advanced Family Dentistry.
We'll be bringing PannerVision to Wichita, but still figuring out exactly how it's going to be done. They're very protective about their broadcasts. So we're trying to communicate with them about PannerVision. We will, at the very least, have audio broadcast. That's already okayed. We're trying to iron out the video end of things. Don't know the schedule yet. You can follow the NBC Baseball website for up-to-the-minute news. NBCBaseball.org or com, I can't remember. Most of the field has already been announced. Shackelford with a 1-2 count and a runner at second. Swing and a miss. Shack strikes out for the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up Ian Armstrong. Well, this Halos team, you know, they got blown out last night 20-2, but they've been competing. I mean, they were a fiery bunch early in the game yesterday before it got out of hand. And they've been vocal, pretty pumped up here in this game. And they're right in there, a 5-3 game. Armstrong's 0 for 3, still trying to, it's his first game back from a long break. A lot of rehab in Armstrong. And it's a balk. They call the balk on Burt. He can't believe it. So Clark goes over to third. And now Clark wants an explanation from Ruben. And now the head coach has a word for the home plate umpire. And now Burt will ready with the first pitch to Armstrong. Swings and pops this one up over the beer garden, where there's an intense game going on.
Sponsored by Foundation Health Partners, Orthopedic and Spine.
Always, it's like a diamond down there. Always a game going on behind the bleachers. This one is popped back and towards the seats, and it lands out of the reach of catcher Jensen. Good job tonight by Grayson running around the ballpark, handling things in the absence of Danny Vaziri, who's gone today. Here's the 0-2 to Armstrong with a runner at third and 2 down. Takes way outside. It's 1-2. Goldpanners trying to win their 20th game in the last 21. What a run for the Panthers. Had an 11-game win streak at one point. Now it's a 7-game win streak. Popped up right side and caught by Vince Nielsen for the final out. Here in the 8th, we're going to the 9th. Last chance for the Halos. It's 5-3 Goldpanners. Dash Lopez leads off the top of the 9th inning against Hunter Beck. Beck, what a ball game tonight. He came in to start the 4th inning, and he pitches all the way into the 9th. This will be the last appearance for Beck in all likelihood before Wichita, and it's been a good one. He has not given up a run on just 2 base hits. He hasn't given up a hit since the 4th inning. Lopez, Nielsen, and Venegas, the last hope for the California Halos, originally known as the SoCal Halos when they were founded in 2011. From the Santa Barbara, California area. Just 5 hits last night and 5 hits tonight. That was the average for Team Philippines in the series against the Goldpanners. 25 hits in 5 games for them. This Goldpanner pitching staff continues to confound opponents. Here's the 2-2 from Beck. He reaches out and pokes that one foul. Dash Lopez 1 for 3 tonight. Swing and a miss. Lopez strikes out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Vince Nielsen, who's 2 for 3 tonight with a couple of doubles.
Vince Nielsen.
His double in the 4th inning is the last hit the Halos have had in this game. Vondra had a couple of hits last night. He had a 2-run triple in the 1st inning. And Vince Nielsen, 2 for 3, stands in against Beck with Venegas to follow. Beck pitching for the win. In relief, here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Breast Cancer Detection Center tonight. We want to thank them for sponsoring tonight's ball game. Tomorrow should be a packed house. UAF, University of Alaska Fairbanks Alumni Association night. Everyone in town will be here except me, unfortunately. And then Saturday I'll be back for local Rotary Club's night. Rotary Club doing so much here. They're 50-50 sponsor. That one comes inside but misses Vince. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Alaska Army National Guard on Sunday at 2 p.m. start. And then Monday is just Fan Appreciation Day before we head to Kansas. The NBC World Series. Haven't been there this decade. Man, this season flew by. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Beck. 2 down in the 9th inning for Ruben Venegas.
Pitch hitting number 35, Finley Hoover.
Josh Burt cheering on the Halos from Ventura County. Trisha McCall watching from California. Also a Halos fan. Cole Clark has gone to second base. Alex Garcia's moved over to first. Here's the 1-0. Over the mound into center field and a base hit for Ruben Venegas, and Halos with a pulse as the tying run will come to the plate here in the 9th inning. We go to the top of the order for Andrew Olson, who's been on base 3 times tonight. RBI double in the 2nd inning, scored a run in the 1st after walking. He's walked twice in the game. He grounded out to short his last time up against Hunter Beck. Beck misses inside 1-0. The Panthers not out of the woods yet here. Swing and a miss. Andrew Olson. He now becomes the last hope for the Halos. Redshirt freshman from Vanguard University. The 1-1 swung on and fouled off. Halos down to their last strike. Hard for these opposing teams with this pitching staff the Goldpanners have. It's just one after another. It never gets easier. Olson. 1-2 from Hunter Beck. Oh, and it hits him on the helmet. Olson gets back to his feet, and wow, another scary one. And a 1-2 pitch. Beck drills Olson in the helmet. Saw Goldpanner hit in the same spot last night. Whew. And that puts the tying run at first base. Olson appears to be fine, as he's laughing it off now. Over at first base, and now the battery mates talk things over, and Carlos Gonzalez comes out of the dugout. Goldpanner head coach from Cyprus. There is a left-hander throwing in the pen. Looks to be Jack Clark. Let's see what Coach Gonzalez does here. Discussing things as the tying run now stands at first base. With 2 outs in the 9th inning. Carlos returns to the dugout as he takes a peek into the bullpen. No, Hunter Beck struck out the first 2 batters of the inning, then allowed a single to Venegas before hitting Andrew Olson with a pitch with 2 strikes. And here we go. Now facing Danny Pina's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Fouls this one out of play. Danny Pina. From Simi Valley High School. Way outside, and a good snag by Efren. Pina, high school senior. A big at bat for him here against Hunter Beck. With the runners at first and second and 2 down, here's the 1-1. Up high. Ortega thought about throwing to first. Swallowed the baseball. And it's 2-1. Pina walked his last time up against Beck. Vondrak on deck. Strike called. It's 2-2 again. The Halos down to their last strike. Hunter Beck pitching with a 2-run lead and 2 runners aboard here in the 9th. Reds with a 2-2 offering to Pina. And the right-hander checks the runner. Comes home. Swung on, hit to shallow left, but on the run, it's going to have to let it drop. Friedberg, 1 run will score. And it's a 5-4 game. Couldn't tell if Friedberg was underneath it to make the catch. And then just bounced in front of him. Hard to tell if he had a shot at it. But here comes Coach Gonzalez, and we are going to have a pitching change here at Growden. It is a 5-4 game with Halos at first and second and 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Back in a moment. Jack Clark enters the ball game here and steps into a very hot kitchen. Jack Clark, the left-hander from San Marcos. Runners at first and second. 1 run is in. It's now a 5-4 game here in the ninth. Bennett Vondrak, the righty, facing the left-hander Clark, who starts with ball 1. Olson at second, Pena at first with 2 down here in the ninth. 12th appearance for Clark. He's thrown 25 innings, allowing just 5 earned runs. And the 1-0 pitch to Vondrak. Swung on and foul back. It's 1-1. Vondrak 1 for 3 with a 2-run triple back in the first inning. Was 2 for 3 in last night's game. Here's the 1-1. Checked his swing, but he went around. It's strike 2. And for the third time, the Halos are down to their last strike. Jack Clark facing Bennett Vondrak. 5-4 game in the ninth. Clark sets. Delivers, runners on the move, and it's swung on and fouled back, just getting a piece of the underside of that baseball. There's Bennett Vondrak. Trumbull would follow. Clark hoping to finish it right here. Pick up a save. Here's the 1-2. That one's a roller up the line, but it goes foul. Oh, man. Fouling off 2 strike pitches. Panthers with a 7-game winning streak on the line. Have lost just once since June 20th. The Halos battling here tonight. Vondrak again stands in and awaits the 1-2 offering from Clark. Up and away for ball 2. Olson at second base, Pena at first. Venegas already scored. Hunter back out of the game and Jack Clark on to try and finish this one out. Here's the 2-2. Runners on the move and it's called strike 3, and that's your ball game. Vondrak goes down looking, and the Panthers celebrate victory in a close one with the Halos. 5-4 your final score as the Panthers hold on to the hairs on their chinny chin. Wow, what a ball game. And the Panthers take the first 2 from the Halos. Hunter Beck gets the win. Jack Clark picks up the save. Michael Moreno suffers the loss. And the Panthers' winning streak has reached 8 in a row and 20 of their last 21. A great ball game here tonight. If you missed any of it, and including our interview with Katie Ringsmith, you can watch the archive broadcast on YouTube. Also, last night's game is up now in its entirety on YouTube. You can watch that one as well. For Raleigh Johnson and Bam Bam Burnley, I am Garrow Von Dane saying, have a wonderful rest of your Thursday night. Panthers will play tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Somebody will be in my place. I'll see you again on Saturday, although I'll be tuned in on YouTube tomorrow night. So I'll see you all on Saturday. But the Panthers in action tomorrow night. Game 3 against the Halos. As the Panthers try to make it, extend that winning streak. Panthers win it 5-4 over the Halos. Garrow Von Dane saying good night, everyone.